Hello and welcome to Fast and Factual on Firstpost, where we get you the top 50 stories from around the world. I'm Alison Lagrange, coming to you live from Durban, South Africa. Let's begin. In our top stories, the Lebanon-based Hezbollah group launched hundreds of rockets and drones at Israel on Sunday. Hezbollah's leader Hassan Nasrallah says that the strikes were focused on a military intelligence base about 100 kilometers from the Israel-Lebanon border. Meanwhile, Israel launched an airstrike into Lebanon, claiming to have destroyed thousands of Hezbollah rocket launches. As the tensions rise between Israel and Hezbollah, the U.S. ramped up efforts to avert an escalation of the conflict in West Asia. The White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said that the U.S. has remained in contact with its Israeli counterparts. Sullivan also said the U.S. is still working in Cairo toward reaching a ceasefire deal in Gaza. According to Ukrainian officials, Russia launched a massive missile and drone attack on the country today. At least 5 were killed in the strike. Multiple explosions were heard in Ukraine's capital Kiev and other cities after the Russian strikes. The attack triggered air raid sirens across the country and led to emergency power shutdowns. Meanwhile, Russian officials say that Ukraine launched a drone attack targeting Russia's Saratov region. The region lies around 900 kilometers away from the Ukraine-Russia border. That Russian Defense Ministry says air defense systems destroyed 9 drones over Saratov, but the strikes still damaged several houses in the cities of Saratov and Engels. Popular messaging app Telegram has said its CEO Pavel Durov has nothing to hide and that the app complies with European Union laws. The remarks follow Durov's arrest in France yesterday. He was reportedly taken into custody at an airport near Paris. He has been arrested for allegedly failing to prevent the criminal use of Telegram. A Chinese ship collided with a Filipino vessel in the West Philippine Sea near the disputed Sabina Shoal. The Philippine Coast Guard released a video of the collision. It shows a Chinese ship approaching and then ramming into the Filipino vessel. The Chinese Coast Guard also fired water cannons at it. The Filipino ship was carrying supplies for fishermen. According to North Korean state media, the country's leader Kim Jong Un oversaw a test of newly developed drones. He has called for the ramping up of drone production. Kim Jong Un also wants drones that can be used in special underwater suicide attacks and strategic reconnaissance. Women held a torchlight rally in the city of Siliguri in the Indian state of West Bengal. They marched to demand justice for a 31-year-old doctor who was raped and murdered in the state capital Kolkata on the 9th of August. The incident was triggered widespread protests across India. A civic volunteer has been arrested as the prime suspect in the case. Gunmen killed at least 31 people in Pakistan's Balochistan. One attack occurred early in the morning on a highway connecting Pakistan's Punjab and Balochistan. At least 23 people were shot dead there. Meanwhile, at least 9 people killed in Kuala district. According to reports, the Baloch Liberation Army, the BLA, claimed responsibility for the attack. 2 bus accidents in Pakistan killed at least 34 people yesterday. Pakistan's Interior Ministry said that 12 pilgrims died on southwest Pakistan's Makrang Coastal Highway. In another accident, a passenger bus plunged into a deep ravine in the Kahuta area, killing 22 passengers. At least 4 people, including a police officer, were left injured in a stabbing attack in the Australian city of Sydney yesterday. According to the police, the attacker was armed with a box cutter. The suspect has been taken into custody. Members of the Mexican judiciary and civil society staged a protest in the capital, Mexico City. The protest is against a controversial judicial reform. It would allow judges to be elected by popular vote. Mexico's outgoing president, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, says that it will help to combat judicial impunity and corruption. However, critics of the reform say that the popular election of judges would end merit-based carriers and would make the judiciary vulnerable. And in climate news now, over the weekend, climate activist Greta Thunberg joined a group of campaigners in protesting against a Norwegian gas processing plant in Tysvær. The protesters blocked a small oil terminal that is a part of the gas plant. During the protest, Thunberg said that the fossil fuel industry was robbing people of their lives and destabilizing life support systems. In Brazil, at least 2 people have died due to wildfires that are raging in the São Paulo state. 42 cities have been put on high alert. Officials have also reported a surge in respiratory problems. A wildfire raging in Portugal's Madeira Island was brought under control after 11 days. The blaze started on the 14th of August. It burned over 4,800 hectares of land. Adverse weather conditions like high temperatures and strong winds hindered the efforts to extinguish the fire. A strong typhoon named Shanshan is headed for southern Japan. Weather forecasters warn of heavy rains and powerful winds this week. The typhoon is expected to cross Japan's Amami Island on Wednesday. It is then predicted to move toward the island of Kyushu. And in Bangladesh, at least 20 people have died due to floods caused by incessant monsoon rains. According to reports, more than 5 million people have been affected. People in various parts of the country were seen navigating through deep water to reach higher ground for safety. In India, parts of the state of Gujarat have been inundated due to heavy rain over the weekend. Hundreds of people were displaced from their houses and moved to safety. The Indian Meteorological Department issued a red alert for the Navsari district. Officials say that the water in the Purna and Kaveri rivers is above the danger levels. A flash flood killed at least 13 people in Indonesia's eastern Ternate Island, and the torrential rains caused the flood, which swept away residential areas. Dozens of houses and roads were buried under mud. Search and rescue efforts for missing people and the recovery of bodies are underway. In the Thai resort island of Phuket, 13 people died due to a mudslide. Heavy rainfall led to mudslides in the region. 2 out of the 13 found dead were Russians, while the rest were migrant workers. Around 20 people sustained injuries, while 209 households were severely affected. On to business and tech news now. The Indian government is reportedly investigating the messaging app Telegram. The platform is being probed over concerns of enabling criminal activities such as extortion and gambling. This comes a day after Telegram's CEO Pavel Durov was arrested in France. According to the report, the messaging app could be banned in India depending on the probe's findings. American ride-hailing platform Uber has been fined $324 million in the Netherlands. The Dutch data protection watchdog, the DPA, fined the platform over its failure to safeguard users' data. The DPA accused Uber of transferring personal data to the United States. Uber says that the decision is flawed and the fine is completely unjustified. New details are emerging about veteran media executive Edgar Bronfman's plans for Paramount Global. Reports say that Bronfman wants to partner with Amazon or Apple to improve Paramount's streaming business after takeover. The consortium led by Edgar Bronfman has submitted a bid to take over Paramount Global's parent company, and this offer comes just ahead of Paramount's planned merger with Skydance Media. The new offer has put the merger deal at risk. Thailand has approved an investment project by American data storage firm Western Digital. The firm plans to invest $693 million to expand hard disk production in the country. The project is expected to create about 10,000 jobs in Thailand. Western Digital's plant in Thailand currently employs 28,000 people. Australia's new right to disconnect law has come into effect today. The law gives workers the legal right to ignore their employer's calls or emails after work hours. While workers' unions have welcomed the law, businesses say that the law is quote-unquote poorly thought out and deeply confusing. Meanwhile, home insurance premiums are increasingly becoming unaffordable for many Australians. This is according to a new report from Australia's Actuaries Institute. The report claims that 15% of the Australian households are struggling with home insurance costs. The surge in insurance premiums has been attributed to high inflation, construction costs, and threats related to climate change. Liu Jin, the vice chairman and president of the Bank of China, has resigned. The state-owned lender said that Jin is stepping down due to personal reasons. Bank of China's current chairman, Ge Haizhou, will now take on the role of acting president. And China Petroleum and Chemical Corporation, or Sinopec, has reported its earnings for the first 6 months of this year. The state-owned petroleum giant saw its profits rise by 2.6% for the first half of 2024. Rising oil prices helped boost Sinopec's profits. However, its sales declined by over 1% between January and June. South Korea's government plans to accelerate its program to certify batteries used in electric vehicles. The government will now begin the certification process in October. It was originally planned to start by the end of 2024. The scheme aims to guarantee the safety of EV batteries. The move was prompted by a fire involving an electric car earlier this month, which damaged hundreds of vehicles. It has raised concerns among South Koreans about EVs. India's youngest carrier, Akasa Air, is reportedly planning to raise up to $1 billion. The funds will be raised through stake sales and bonds over the next 3 years. The money will be used to expand Akasa's air fleet size and to increase its market share. Akasa Air aims to capture up to 15% of India's aviation market by the year 2027. And moving to sports news, and we start with cricket. Bangladesh defeated Pakistan by 10 wickets in the first test of the 2-match series in Rawalpindi. Pakistan on day 4 were bowled out for 146, setting a target of just 30 runs. Bangladesh easily chased down the target without losing a wicket. Now, this victory, led by Rahim's 191 runs in the first innings, marks Bangladesh's first ever test win over Pakistan. Bangladesh's Shakib al-Hassan is facing legal trouble after the fall of former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's government. Reports say he is named in the FIR linked to a murder during anti-government protests in the country. Bangladesh's cricket board has been notified to remove the batter from the national team, citing ICC rules that bar players involved in criminal cases from representing their country. And Pakistan have named fast bowler Fatima Sana as captain for the Women's T20 World Cup 2024. The 22-year-old takes over from Nida Dar as Pakistan's T20I captain, and this will be her first time leading the team in T20Is and an ICC event. She has previously captained Pakistan in one-day internationals, including a super over win against New Zealand. The 2024 T20 World Cup is set in the UAE this October. In football news, Liverpool clinched a 2-0 win over Brentford in a Premier League match at Anfield. Luis Diaz struck the first goal just 13 minutes into play, and Egyptian winger Mohamed Salah sealed the win in the 70th minute. This was Liverpool's first match at Anfield under new coach Arne Slot. And Luis Suarez has signed with Inter Miami, who won 2-0 against FC Cincinnati in a Major League Soccer match. And Suarez scored just 32 seconds into the match and added a second goal 5 minutes later. Miami's win helped them to qualify for the MLS playoffs, and Messi missed the match as he continues to recover from an injury. He hasn't played since the Copa America 2024 final. And men's world number 3 Carlos Alcaraz had an injury scare after twisting his right ankle during practice for the US Open. He cut the session short as a precaution, but reassured fans that he's fine. The 2022 US Open champ said that he stopped to avoid worsening the injury. Alcaraz is set to face Australia's Li Tu in his first round match on Tuesday. Conor Gallagher made his Atletico Madrid debut in a 3-0 win against Girona. Gallagher was signed from Chelsea for around $41 million and came on as a second-half substitute. Atletico Madrid was already leading 2-0 when Gallagher entered the game. Antoine Griezmann then scored a first-half free kick, and Marcos Llorente added a spectacular second-half goal. Armand Duplantis has set a new pole vault world record, clearing 6.26 meters at a Diamond League meet in Poland. The 24-year-old, competing for Sweden, added another centimeter to his previous record. This marks the third time this year Duplantis has set a world record, including at the Paris Olympics, where he cleared 6.25 meters. Duplantis has now broken the world record 10 times overall, each by 1 centimeter. The 2024 Paralympic torch reached France via the Channel Tunnel on the 25th of August. The relay began in Stoke Mandeville in England, the Paralympics birthplace. British athletes passed the torch to French competitors in the tunnel, and the flame will light the cauldron in Paris during the opening ceremony on the 28th of August. A New York Yankees jersey worn by baseball legend Babe Ruth sold for a record $24.12 million. He wore it during his famous game of the 1932 World Series. This sale set a new record for the most expensive sports collectible ever sold at an auction. In entertainment news, Inside Out 2 has become the first animated film to hit $1 billion at the international box office. Markets of Mexico, Brazil, the UK, France, and Korea have helped the film join the coveted club. So far, 55 films have grossed $1 billion globally, while Disney's 2019 movie The Lion King also earned $1.1 billion. It has been categorized as a live-action film. Deadpool and Wolverine has yet again emerged victorious at the North American box office. In its 5th weekend, the film earned around $18.3 million. This brings the film's tally to a whopping $1.2 billion globally. The film released on the 26th of July. Actor Blake Lively celebrated her birthday over the weekend with her closest celebrity friends. According to reports, she hosted a birthday bash at her Rhode Island seaside mansion in the U.S. Her husband Ryan Reynolds, Travis Kelce's brother Jason, Bradley Cooper, and Justin Baldoni were also invited. In Ed Sheeran's concert in Romania, fans were in for a treat. Actor Chris Hemsworth made a surprise appearance on stage, and he also showed off his drum playing skills in front of around 70,000 concertgoers. The Marvel actor was there to promote his upcoming show Limitless with Chris Hemsworth. Singer Lizzo says she has decided to take a gap year. She is currently in Bali and made the announcement on Instagram. The singer says she wants to take a break to protect her peace. Lizzo also shared glimpses from her time in Bali. Pop star Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber have become parents. Bieber took to Instagram to share the news of his child's birth. The couple have named their child Jack Blues Bieber. The duo announced in May that they are expecting a baby. Indian Dua Lipa fans cannot keep calm as the singer is soon coming to the country. The singer took to Instagram to announce that she will perform in Mumbai this November. In 2023, Dua Lipa visited the Indian state of Rajasthan and experienced its culture. American rapper Macklemore has revealed why his show in Dubai was cancelled. The rapper said that he decided to not perform in the UAE due to its role in the ongoing genocide and humanitarian crisis in Sudan. The organizers cancelled the show last week and said they will issue refunds. And Wednesday star Jenna Ortega revealed that AI-generated explicit content made her delete her ex account. She said she found explicit doctored photographs of her and it was terrifying. Ortega also stated that she hates artificial intelligence. Actors Amy Jackson and Ed Westwick have tied the knot in Italy. The couple exchanged vows amid their friends and family at the Amalfi Coast in Italy. The newlywed couple set fashion goals by wearing dreamy white-colored outfits. And that's all in this episode of Fast and Factual. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to Firstpost.